Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series on British history and the history of England. Today our topic is Beowulf. Beowulf around 700 AD. Beowulf is an Old English epic poem in the tradition of a Germanic heroic legend. Beowulf is an Old English epic poem in the tradition of Germanic heroic legends. It is narrated in the third-person omniscient point of view. It is narrated in the third-person omniscient point of view. But elegiac elements too dominates the work a lot. But elegiac elements too dominate the work a lot. The work begins and ends with funerals. The work begins and ends with funerals. It is set in Scandinavia, that is Denmark and Sweden, in the 6th century AD. It is set in Scandinavia, that means Denmark and Sweden, in the 6th century AD. There are no English characters in the work. There are no English characters in the work. Beowulf was a hero of the Geats, that means people of Sweden. Beowulf was a hero of the Geats, that means present-day country which is known as Sweden. The work is written mostly in the West Saxon dialect of Old English. The work is written mostly in the West Saxon dialect of Old English. The manuscript is known as the Novel Codex or Beowulf manuscript. The manuscript is known as the Novel Codex or Beowulf manuscript. There are 3 battles in the work. There are total 3 battles in the work. Beowulf comes to help Hrothgar, the king of the Danes, that means Denmark, whose mead hall, that means feasting hall, in Heorot has been under attack by a monster, Grantel. Grantel is a fatherless creature. Beowulf kills him with the bare hands, tears his arm, and displays it. So in the first part, Beowulf comes to help Hrothgar, the king of the Danes, that means Denmark, whose mead hall, that means feasting hall, in a Heorot has been under attack by a monster, Grantel. Grantel is a fatherless creature. Beowulf kills him with the bare hands, tears his arm, and displays it. In the second part, we see in the second battle, Grantel's mother attacks the hall. Anfuth, a warrior who had earlier challenged him, presents Beowulf with his sword. The name of the sword is Hrunting. But this sword fails. Beowulf spots another sword hanging on the wall and apparently made for giants, and cuts her head off with it. Beowulf goes home to Geatland and becomes king of the Geats, that means people of Sweden. In the second battle, Grantel's mother attacks the hall. Anfuth, a warrior who had earlier challenged him, presents Beowulf with his sword and the sword's name is Hrunting. But this sword fails. Beowulf spots another sword hanging on the wall and apparently made for giants and cuts her head off with it. Beowulf goes home to Geatland and becomes king of the Geats, that means people of Sweden. Now the last war, the third and final war or fight. One day, 50 years after Beowulf's battle with Grendel's mother, a slave steals a golden cup from the lair, that means a burrow or den, of a dragon at Irnanas. Beowulf defeats the dragon, but is mortally wounded in the battle by its venom. After his death, Beowulf's attendants cremate his body and erect a tower on a high land in his memory. So in the third battle, that means one day, 50 years after Beowulf's battle with Grendel's mother, a slave steals a golden cup from the lair, that means a burrow or a den of a dragon at Irnanas. Beowulf defeats the dragon, but is mortally wounded in the battle by its venom. After his death, his attendants cremate his body and erect a tower on a high land in his memory. Beowulf belongs stylistically and thematically to a heroic tradition grounded in Germanic religion and mythology. Beowulf belongs stylistically and thematically to a heroic tradition grounded in Germanic religion and mythology. It is also part of the broader tradition of heroic poetry. Beowulf is also part of the broader tradition of heroic poetry. Many incidents, such as the tearing of the monster's arm and the hero's descent, are familiar motifs from folklore. Many incidents, such as the tearing of the monster's arm and the hero's descent, are familiar motifs from folklore. The ethical values are manifestly the Germanic code of loyalty to chief and tribe and vengeance to enemies. The ethical values are manifestly the Germanic code of loyalty to chief and tribe and vengeance to enemies. It is significant that his 3 battles are not against men but against evil monsters, enemies of the whole community and of civilization itself. It is significant that his 3 battles are not against men but against evil monsters, enemies of the whole community and of civilization itself. His sacrificial death is seen not as tragic but as befitting the end of a good hero's life. His sacrificial death is seen not as tragic but as benefiting the end of a good hero's life. The poem is also so infused with a Christian spirit. The poem is also so infused with a Christian spirit. Beowulf was translated into numerous languages. Beowulf was translated into numerous languages. In 1999, Seamus Heaney translated it into modern English. In 1999, the famous English poet Seamus Heaney translated the work into modern English. The themes of the work Beowulf include the following: violence causes more violence, the importance of establishing identity, greed for treasure is a kind of spiritual death, tension between the heroic god and other value systems, the difference between a good warrior and a good king, etc. The themes of the work include the following: violence causes more violence, the importance of establishing identity, greed for treasure is a kind of spiritual death, tension between the heroic god and other value systems, the difference between a good warrior and a good king, etc. That's all about the topic Beowulf. In the next class, we will meet again with some other interesting topics.